Hello and welcome to this feature interview. I'm Kelsey Hubbard. I have with me Chase Krickenberger, who just came back from the Ethics Bowl. Chase, thanks for joining me on set today.
No problem. I'm glad to be here.
So for those like me who aren't exactly sure what it is the Ethics Bowl?
So the Ethics Bowl is a competition hosted by the Virginia Foundation of Independent Colleges. It's a debate opportunity for all of the private colleges in Virginia to get together, those that are sponsored by the VFIC, to get together and debate topics on ethics. This year it was civic engagement and ethics. And it's also an opportunity for networking. So we get to spend a lot of time with top-level executives and lawyers in the Commonwealth, and it's a really great opportunity to build the chance to get internships with employers during the summer, and also to get post-graduation work opportunities.
Right. And how do you prepare for this?
So preparation takes about 2 months. The team is chosen by the philosophy department. Two of our members have been here. This was their second year. And then Catherine Weedman and I, this was our third year returning to the Ethics Bowl. And really, it just takes 2 months of really learning our ethical principles, sitting down and learning how to form creative, logical structures in debating the ethical topics at hand.
And so do you think that you might be going back next year? Do you kind of like it so much like that?
Yes, hopefully I'll be asked to go back next year. Hopefully I didn't do so terribly I'm not asked back. But I think everyone who went this year will hopefully have the opportunity to go back again next year. And it really is a great opportunity to meet a lot of really well-respected people, not only in the Southwest Virginia community, but really the entirety of the Commonwealth.
And so you said you've been there for 3 years. What got you, I guess, really interested to actually say yes to do this?
Well, I am a philosophy major, and ethics is a question of philosophy. So when I was asked to be on the Ethics Bowl team my freshman year, it really stood out as an opportunity for me to practice debate, which is something I really love, and also practice the field of study, which I'm currently working in.
And so what was the outcome of this weekend?
So we didn't do, our results weren't that great. One of the things we always struggle with is trying to figure out the subjectivity of the judges and what exactly the judges want. It's never quite clear. The people who are judging the Ethics Bowl aren't actually ethicists, unfortunately. They don't really understand some of the principles that we lay in front of them. And so trying to apply the arguments in a way that can connect with them is something we struggle with. But I think the consistent compliment that the Emory and Henry team always gets is being incredibly well-spoken and creating really strong logical connections between our arguments. If I had to say that there was one team that really stood out for building great, well-spoken arguments, it's definitely Emory and Henry.
And so what kind of, arguments did you make with this big topic that you've talked about?
So it really depended. So we're handed cases at the beginning of each debate, and we have 6 minutes to prepare those cases. We're not allowed to see the cases prior to. The VFIC keeps them under really tight cover. They're really secretive about their cases before you go in. So you have no real way to prepare for the subjectivity, the subject matter of the cases. But a lot of what we argued about was, do we have a civic duty to act where the government doesn't act? Do we have a civic duty to our fellow citizens who have disabilities and other concerns? And really, do we have an obligation to society as a whole? And sometimes we had to stand by tough opinions. I know on one of our cases, we had to argue for a perspective of not allowing the service of disabled customers in a coffee shop. And that is a really tough argument to make for several reasons. But I think that's something we did really well. And a lot of the time, it's about learning how to debate against even your own opinion. And that is a skill I think that everyone needs to learn. So it's really useful.
Definitely. And I know Catherine has talked to me about seeing some old friends, and this is the only time she can see them. Is this the same case for you? Are there people there that you see every year that you're really excited about seeing?
Yeah, definitely. I think we've built a really strong connection with the Randolph-Macon team. They're really good friends of ours. And believe it or not, the Emory and Henry team and the Hampton-Sydney team are pretty close. They're really great guys at Hampton-Sydney. I always look forward to seeing the Hampton-Sydney team. I know sometimes Emory kids like to say our own little jokes about stereotypes of Hampton-Sydney kids, but really the Hampton-Sydney team is a class act, and our teams are pretty tight. So.
Well, that's great. Going back kind of to the structure, I know it's a weekend-long event. Is it like you debate many cases more than once, many different times during the weekend? What exactly goes into that?
So there are 4 debates throughout the course of the weekend. The first night is 2 debates, followed by a reception, a cocktail reception with the executives who actually sponsor the VFIC. So one of the things that we do is we go in, we debate, they see us debate, and then it's really a networking opportunity from there. So you grab a beer or a glass of wine and go talk to some some of the people who are just judging you in the debate about the content and really how you can help serve the Commonwealth and the private sector in the Commonwealth. So it's a great opportunity to meet some really impressive people. I know one of the people that we've become close with through the Ethics Bowl is a man named George Booth. He works as a vice president of Norfolk Southern, and he is a graduate of a Virginia Independent College. And so it's really a great opportunity to meet some amazing people. We met George Allen, former governor of Virginia, last year.
Awesome.
And it's a great networking opportunity.
Right. Well, I'm so glad you had a great time, and I hope you get to go back next year.
Hopefully. Yeah. Don't jinx it.
Okay, I promise. This has been your feature interview. I'm Kelsey Hubbard with Chase Krickenberger.